General X is currently ranked 10 in Legends League, and he's doing it with one of the most low-risk but OP armies I've ever seen. May I present to you Zap Root Rider. It's insane. A pretty toxic ring base here. Let's zoom in and have a look, and right here, you're going to see the benefit of 7 Zap, 1 Quake, because General X is able to take down the Eagle Artillery and Ricochet Cannon. Now, I know earlier last week, Ghost was on the channel. He did Zap Root Rider as well, but he was only using 6 Zap, which surprised me. I talked to him afterwards, and he said, yeah, he'd think about doing 7 Zap. And today, you're going to see why 7 Zap for at least Mass Root Rider is so much better. Now, I want to pause this for a second, right? Let's think of this from a pure funneling perspective. We've taken out this area of the base. So why on earth is General X coming from this side of the base randomly and spamming in Root Riders on a corner? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Well, when you get good Zap value with this army, I want you to think of the base from a pure DPS point of view. If he pops his Warden ability when his troops are in this area, and the Warden ability helps get all of this down, then what's left? So, General X, I kind of asked him why he came on the corner, and he said that he wanted to go into the highest DPS part of the base, because if the highest DPS part of the base goes down as well, then the base is gone. Even though his troops are going to spread every which direction, it doesn't make any sense from a funneling perspective. That doesn't matter if there's no defenses capable enough of taking down Root Riders on the base. So just think of it from a damage perspective, I think, some of the time with these Root Rider attacks. Because look, we've got Root Riders in the RC at the bottom. We've got the King in the middle. Don't even have the King glitch, although obviously the King glitch will make this army stronger. Then we have a few Root Riders on the top. I like that he brings some super buffs with this army, so it's not pure spam. He is bringing only 9 Root Riders, and if I'm not mistaken, on this attack in particular, he saved a couple of them. I believe these 2 Root Riders were sort of more surgical Root Riders once the initial spam was complete, but I might be wrong on that. But the barbs definitely are a bit more surgical. Use them to funnel stuff into the base and also get rid of those outlying defenses. But I mean, look at this. A toxic double rage ring base completely and utterly wrecked. Not even close. I mean, these bases that General X are hitting, this is the top 10, top 20 of Legends League, and they're wrecked. This is going to be a very similar attack to the first attack you saw. So yet again, taking advantage of the 7 lightning spells. Now, I'm going to pause it again quickly. Worth noting, this is his General Y account. It's not as high as his General X account. Still very high, though. Don't get me wrong. This account, he's got 10 Root Riders, and the other account, he's got 9. I can't remember the difference. Maybe we'll see it later in the video, but either of those army links will be working. But let's talk about the entry point, because he's going to come in from this side, and it's the same reason again. Want to get through the high DPS part of the base, but why not say come in on this top corner? Well, I assume this is where this zaps come in, because he's zapped on this bottom side. He wants that if any of the Root Riders split this way, they're not going to have too hard a time, and they'll still be able to clear out that part of the base. Whereas if you get a split here, right, from the top side, then this multi and Ricochet Cannon can destroy the troops on that side. So definitely something worth noting. So he is going to come in on the right-hand side here. But unlike in the last attack, he's not going to be, he's not going to surgically place any of his Root Riders. Places all 10 of them in the corner. We have the super barbs to funnel, and away we go. Now, he did say, and I agree with him, he probably should have popped the Warden ability a bit earlier here, because what ends up happening is the blimp barely takes out the Town Hall before the Root Riders get here. You want the blimp to take down the Town Hall as quickly as possible, so the Root Riders behind are less damaged by the Town Hall poison. Anyways, look at this. I mean, he gets a little lucky that all the troops split the same way, but Root Riders are generally pretty good about splitting in the same direction. I guess unless you look at the last attack that we showed you only seconds ago. So yet again, using some super barbs on the top side and a Valk as well. I assume the Valks are in there to help with any skeleton traps or anything else. Get rid of those defensive heroes. Headhunters come and get rid of the Queen. And would you look at that? Now, this is a complete and utter mess, but this is some of the time what this attack is. I mean, you only zap out a little bit of value. Obviously, 7 Zap, 1 Quake has gotten lots of value in the last 2 attacks, but it's not going to make a perfect funnel. So I think you have to expect a little bit of a little bit of a mess with this army, but that doesn't matter because once you get through the tough DPS part of the base, even though it looks like there's still 40% of the base up, and it's going to be tough for our heroes, we've got King ability, we've got Queen ability, RC, and the Warden's up as well, and our 4 heroes will be able to easily take down what's left of the base. It's hard to remember that only so many buildings can really counter heroes. Once they're off the battlefield, not really a lot a base at Town Hall 16 will do. Now, whilst this base is getting cleaned up, obviously, Gauntlet Rage Vial is the go-to. Now, General X was saying he doesn't use the Frozen Arrow, which surprised me. I was expecting the Frozen Arrow. Now, you could bring the Healer Puppet with this as well, but the Healer Puppet's going to struggle given that you've got nothing to tank for air traps, so you don't know if the healers will survive at all. But I was expecting the Frozen Arrow. Obviously, Healing Book and then RC as is. Really nicely done there. I mean, it doesn't look wrecked, but his heroes could have cleared out so much of the rest of the base there easily. Let's get into the crux of why I really rate this army though, and it has everything to do with the low-risk nature of it. Obviously, there's plenty of Root Rider spam strategies that are strong in the game at the moment that you could choose if use if you so well choose, and all of them are good, but there's always a little bit of risk, because with those, you've always got to come from the far side of the Town Hall, otherwise the Valks die in the Town Hall poison, and there's a chance at 1-stars, and bases like this base here that's gotten quite common are doing a better job of stopping it and occasionally getting 1-star defenses. So whilst the triple rate of Root Rider Valk or Root Rider Titan or Root Rider Witch or Root Rider Firecracker is really high, the 1-star rate is reasonably high as well. Whereas the 1-star rate on this attack strategy is nowhere near as high because you don't have to use the same entries. And you're going to see in these last 2 attacks, I believe here, that General X going to go straight through the Town Hall. I couldn't quite believe this, but have a look. We pop the Warden ability, negate that Town Hall entirely, and normally one of the problems with going through the Town Hall, aside from the Town Hall poison, is there's still a lot of base left after it. But we're using the Flame Flinger on the top side. We've already zapped out the Monolith on the back end, so there really isn't an insane amount of base to get through. Now, there is a couple of single Infernos here, and they are going to roast our troops. The Skeleton spell will hopefully do a good job, but we're still hanging on to our RC. Still haven't used our King or Queen ability, and it's the same deal as the last attack we saw. Once you get through the tough parts of the base, yes, the single Infernos here are a problem, but when you've got the Gauntlet glitch, they don't matter. Look at this. We use the Gauntlet. That King's tanking both single Infernos. It's fine. Look, we're going to completely overwhelm the rest of the base with simply the power of heroes. And that, more than anything, is why I rate this army, because yes, you could come on from the back end on this base if you wanted. Maybe you triple, maybe you wouldn't. But you can take a lot of risk out of the Root Rider spam strategies by incorporating the Zap spells and some of the time the Log Launcher and the Blimp. Look at this, RC still hanging onto her ability, and this gets completely wrecked. But if you're not satisfied enough with that one, let's jump into another box base getting wrecked, going straight through the Town Hall. I'm sure you all recognize this base, so let's zoom on the top side. Where's the Zap Quake coming in? Any second now, General X. Any second now. And do you know what I love about this Zap Quake? Misses the Poison Tower. The Poison Tower was definitely gettable there. Does get good value though. Queen, Single Inferno, Multi-Archer Tower. But still, misses out on the, the Zap Quake. And still going to make it work. Now, as you do, just go straight into the Town Hall. I mean, why not? Why not go straight into the Town Hall? So we got the Flame Flinger being tanked for by Super Barbs, now by the Root Riders. We're going to Rage, pop the Warden ability at the last second, and now we're through the Town Hall. And the good thing about entries like this is I guarantee you Throne Clasher is not ready for this entry. No one does this. No one does this, but people are going to start doing it more if this army gets more and more popular, because why not? Now, this is generally the bad part of the base, where you're dealing with the CC, multiple poison towers, and your troops are splitting every which way, but never fear, this army is insane. we've still got plenty of Root Riders to hang on to. The Flame Flinger on the bottom of the base is also doing a good job. It doesn't have to get insane value. It's just, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. In saying that, with this army, you put 90% of your eggs in one basket, but there's no need to put all of them. You have the Flame Flinger clearing some outlying defenses, and then it will spawn the Yetis right at the end of the battle, generally when you need it most. King Glitch does a great job. RC on the top side going to come in range of both of our Wardens and the Queen. Flame Flinger is going to get rid of this single Inferno, and that right there is the last major target on the base. I guess you got the multi-arch tower as well, but what's the multi-arch tower going to do against all 4 of our heroes? Man, all 4 of them are still up. Look, if you want to use Root Rider spam, no judgment here. I've been doing it a bunch myself, and it's definitely very strong. But there is a bit of risk with it a lot of the time. I don't see that same level of risk with this attack strategy. I don't see the same level of risk at all. Now, you're not going to overkill bases as much, and that's what I should have stressed earlier in the video, but I'll stress now. This army's not designed to overkill bases. It's designed to triple consistently with no risk at all, and that there is why this army is so much better than Root Rider Valk spam in my opinion, because there's such little risk, and yet you're going to triple probably just as much. In saying that, if you'd like to see some Root Rider Valk spam videos, we've got a couple of them on the channel. I'll link you it there. Spam your heart away, ladies and gentlemen.